Hey everyone, this is Bethel World Outreach Church, which is my church, located in Nashville, Tennessee, on the corner of Old Hickory and Granny White. To the north of Bethel, you see basically is some neighborhoods that we'll get some video on, and really newly built homes in newly built subdivisions of pretty expensive housing. I think when they were building the houses, they said that the sign said that it started about $750 to $1 million. West of Bethel is some additional homes, some being converted from older homes to now more newly built homes that are being revised. Directly, I guess, across the street from Bethel is Grace Community Church, which is located here as well, and actually serves this community in the neighborhood too. Now, directly south of Bethel is a mixture of different office buildings, some containing health and medical spaces, some containing different kind of, there's a yoga studio, New Body Concepts is a place that's there, and along this stretch is, which we will drive shortly, is various other office buildings and even a couple of auto dealerships. So directly east of Bethel, we'll find just, as I mentioned, some homes that are relatively new and some homes that are, have been here for some time, but they all seem to be on about an acre lot, and, really not rural, but definitely spread out. So if we look and we drive out of Bethel and to the immediate north of it is a subdivision that has been around basically probably since I think this is subdivision is maybe 4 years old, and this has been here for about 4 years. But this subdivision in this area, this is the I guess I would say quote unquote immediate neighborhood that is surrounding Bethel. However, the connection that Bethel has to this neighborhood is, I'd say, not, there's very few, if any, of the members of Bethel actually live in this direct neighborhood of Bethel. Here's a view of approaching Bethel of what it looks like when we are, approaching Bethel from the north of it. And as you see, it's kind of it's definitely on a busy street, but it's on a street in a corner that is definitely a prominent, intersection for the neighborhood. As you see Grace Presbyterian or Grace Community Church, which used to be Grace Presbyterian Church, directly across the street. As I mentioned before, Bethel is basically aligned to the south with various businesses and companies. A really kind of corporate business park is directly south. And this area is an area of town that is called the Maryland Farms area in Brentwood, Tennessee. This area is filled with different companies and different businesses. However, there is one actually organization or something that is really close to Bethel that is something that Bethel should explore more of and look for an opportunity to just look into. To the south of Bethel is the Brighton Gardens of Brentwood, which is a Sunrise Senior Living, Assisted Living, and Alzheimer's care place. This provides Bethel an opportunity to not only do outreach, but really should be a place where we explore how can we help to serve the community and how can we make this connection with these individuals. So the immediate neighborhood surrounding Bethel, as I mentioned before, contains many office buildings, has many offices surrounding it. This is an area that during the weekends is pretty quiet, and after the working hours are pretty quiet. You have countless numbers of offices that's actually are headquartered, or businesses that are headquartered in the Maryland Farms area. And we see that this is one area where there is not a large interaction of people and not a large interaction of individuals who reside in this area. So the question becomes, and the issue becomes, how do we minister in this type of environment? One of the most coveted places here is Starbucks Coffee, which exists over on Maryland Farms, but that is definitely a gathering point and a gathering place for so many different people. Also centered to this neighborhood and this environment, and maybe about a half a mile from Bethel World Outreach, is the Maryland Farms YMCA. The great thing about this YMCA I love is not that I go and use it a lot, which I should probably use it more, but it is always active, always busy in the summer and in the throughout the year. I'm going to take you inside shortly to show you one of the things that I love, and I think about the great opportunities my church and other churches do have with the YMCA. Here's the entrance to the Global Mall, or at least one of the entrances. This is where individuals from the community come together to just things that the community has to offer. And the great thing about the Global Mall being so, just kind of embedded in the community, is it also is connected to the Southeast Community Center. And this here both serve as great meeting points and places for outreach, and a place where we have as a church. And right next to the Forward Ice Center. We're here at a very central part of the community. It's extremely windy and kind of just a little windy outside, so I wanted to show you from inside. But this is a part of the Global Mall where the library is. In addition to the library, we have this kind of play area in the central part of where families come together and where individuals actually meet and bring a lot of children to play. The Global Mall is a place where there's a couple of restaurants in here. It used to be a lot more stores, but there still remains several stores. But it's a central part of the community because there's the community center, there's the Ford Ice Rink, the library.